So with Into the Light, Bungie has finally brought back the king of all kings of SMGs, the one and only, the Recluse. This gun is so nostalgic, it is amazing. It is now back and it has so many good roles, and in today's video we'll be covering all of the roles that you can get on this weapon, the best ones for both PvE and PvP. So I'm R32 Epiphany and let's get into it. So first we'll be jumping in on how to get the Recluse and also farm it. So first you want to get the Recluse Endangerment quest that you can get from R-Site 99-44 or the Hall of Champions Quartermaster. So when doing this quest and completing it, you'll be able to attune it and be able to mainly focus that weapon, and as long as that attunement is on. So with that, you can farm out any of the weapons that may not even be the Recluse, but for this specific video it will be the Recluse. I'll have videos out on the other ones very soon, but let's get into why this SMG was once king and why it's back, and as all the roles that you can get on this weapon. Alrighty, so starting out in the third column, you can get Feeding Frenzy, Enlightened Action, Subsistence, Threat Detector, Repulsor Brace, Hipfire Grip, and Dynamic Sway Reduction. In the fourth column, you can have Master of Arms, Target Lock, Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Surrounded, Tap the Trick, and lastly, Desperate Measures. So now we're going to get into the PvE and PvP guard roles for the Recluse. So first we're going to start out with the PvE roles you want to be looking out for on this SMG, as this SMG has a lot of good roles for both PvE and PvP. So for the first couple roles I want to suggest is something like Subsistence and Destabilizing Rounds. So Subsistence would be defeating targets partially reloads the magazine from reserves, and Destabilizing Rounds would be final blows cause nearby targets to become volatile. This would be a very good combo for like void builds, or the amazing combo for void builds would be Repulsor Brace, which is defeating a void debuff target grants an overshield, and then comboing that with Destabilizing Rounds again, which is final blows cause nearby targets to become volatile, which is very good. Another perk combo that I'd be looking out for is something like Subsistence again, with something like Desperate Measures, which is weapon final blows grant bonus damage, melee and grenade final blows grant a larger damage bonus that can stack. This is pretty great to have. So like Subsistence, when you get a kill, it'll add more ammo, and then getting that kill will up the damage, so like you'd kind of scale it and stack it, and that'd be pretty nice. See, another role would possibly be Feeding Frenzy and Surrounded, possibly. That sounds more like a PvP kind of thing, but I could see it working in PvE if you cannot get like a different kind of role, or maybe even Subsistence and Target Lock. So Target Lock would be damage increases the longer this weapon remains on a target, so this would also be a very good role to get on that as well. And Enlightened Action, which is dealing damage, improves reload speed and handling. For me, I would not really use it on this SMG as much, as I wouldn't see it as useful in PvE, as this would probably be more of a PvP perk. Next, gonna get into the PvP guard roles and everything Recluse has to offer. Alrighty, so now we're gonna get into the PvP guard roles for all my PvP players out there. As most PvP players know, and OG veterans of Destiny know, like myself, is Recluse was a nasty SMG back in the day, as it feels very snappy in the game now with it being released. It's definitely come a long way. I think, was it season 6 was the last time, like when it was introduced, and it's been that long since then, so it coming back now is just so awesome to see. But for a first perk combo to go after would be possibly something like threat detector and target lock. So threat detector being increased reload, stability, and handling when enemies are in close proximity. And then adding target lock, which is damage increases the longer this weapon remains on a target. Sadly, target lock was nerfed a little bit on SMGs. I don't remember how by much. If somebody let me down in the comments know, or put it in the comments for other people that may view this video and they see the comment, that'd be greatly appreciated. But another one I would say is dynamic sway and frenzy, which is dynamic sway improves accuracy and stability while continuously holding down the trigger. And surrounded being this weapon gains bonus damage when 3 or more enemies are in close proximity, which is pretty nice to have those. Another I'd say is beating frenzy. Each rapid kill with this weapon progressively increases reload speed for a short time. And maybe pairing that with something like Master of Arms. Kills with any weapon improve this weapon's damage for a short duration, which would be awesome as well. Desperate measures, and let's see what else. Desperate measures and dynamic sway could be a nasty combo in PvP. Again, desperate measures being weapon final blows grant bonus damage, melee and grenade final blows grant a larger damage bonus that can stack, which is very nice to have on that. And yeah, so those are pretty much like what I would suggest as for PvP roles to chase. So that is pretty much my small little guide on how to get the Recluse and its PvE and PvP god roles. So yeah, that is pretty much my entire guide on this, as I will also be having more guides out on each of the Brave weapons that are not out yet and the ones that are. So the ones that are out now is Edge Transit, Elsie's Rifle, Falling Guillotine, Hung Jury, and lastly Succession. So if you want to stick around for all that, be sure to smash that sub button down below, as I'll be making those future build videos and all kinds of stuff later on down the road as we get closer to Final Shape. And once Final Shape drops, I will definitely be coming out with some banger build videos and all kinds of stuff like that. I cannot wait to try out that subclass and stuff when that comes out. But until then, if you found this video helpful, useful, and informative in some way, be sure to smash that like button down below and consider subscribing again if you enjoy this type of content and my content here on YouTube. So with that being said, this is R32 Epiphany, and I'll catch you next one, Guardians.